foes keep coming with Lou Pinella's struggling Cubs visiting for 2 days. Chicago's had its share of struggles in recent years, and the troubles have reappeared again during the early months of this season. The fans on the north side of Chicago are ready and waiting for a change in results. Meanwhile, the original Cub looks to keep their struggles intact as he bids for win number 264. It has been 616 starts since Jamie Moyer first wore a Cubs uniform. Tonight, he'll be wearing a Phillies uniform once again as he takes on his original team, the Chicago Cubs. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy. Aloha, Chris Wheeler. Gary Matthews has the night off. Well, the Phils getting set to take on the Chicago Cubs and another National League Central opponent. Phillies have had a lot of success against the Cubs. They have not lost a season series since 2001.
At halftime, they played well here and really well at Wrigley Field over the last couple of years. They've swung the bat well. They've gotten really good pitching. And you look at this right here, and I'll tell you why. In the last 5 seasons, they haven't lost the series. And once again, these numbers just don't lie. Look at their batting average is the only thing they're equal. A lot more homers. They have pitched a lot better in the starters, and they pitch a lot better out of the bullpen. So as a result, they have had, as you said, really good luck against these Cubbies.
You know, Wheels, this is a Cubs team, though, that offensively is pretty good this year. And one of their best players this season is a former Phil, Marlon Byrd.
Yeah, Marlon Byrd, the Phillies had a lot of hope for him a long time ago, but it never really worked out. He used to hit everything to the right of second base. He never would pull the ball. And now watch these highlights. He looks like Ryan Sandberg after he started to pull the ball. Maybe it's Wrigley Field. Maybe it's Rudy Jaramillo while he was at Texas. But now all of a sudden Marlon Byrd is up there and he yanks the ball. And he has power. You know, he always was really strong. And they thought at some time in his career maybe the light would go on and this guy would learn how to hit. Well, he certainly has learned how to hit. He has a 3-year contract right now with the Cubs as a free agent. You see, against left-handed pitching, he's deadly, and he's second in the league in hitting overall with a .340 average. A lot of hits, a lot of runs produced out of the lineup for the Cubs. So Marlon Byrd's a good guy, so it's nice to see this happen for him.
Yeah, earlier today he was in the number 5 spot in this lineup for the Cubs. Well, an hour later he was pushed up to the cleanup spot for Chicago, and that's where he'll be this evening. And tonight he'll face Jamie Moyer. Meanwhile, Tom Gorzolani will make the start for the Chicago Cubs. So everybody's settling in. They've got their ribs out at bowls. They've also got their autographs and everything else they need for the start of tonight's ball game. The lineups and the first pitch coming up next. Chase Utley has shaken that bug, and he is back in the lineup tonight for the Phillies as they get set for this brief 2-game set against the Cubs. Speaking of the Cubs, let's take a look at their lineup brought to you by Xfinity. Leading it off at second base, Ryan Theriot. Starlin Castro, just 20 years old, is at shortstop. Derek Lee, the first baseman, bats third. Marlon Byrd is the cleanup batter, followed by Aramis Ramirez, the third baseman. Alfonso Soriano, the left fielder, bats sixth. Hitting seventh is Jeff Baker, the right fielder. Giovanni Soto, the catcher, bats eighth. And batting ninth and pitching is left-hander Tom Gorzolani. And they will face lefty Jamie Moyer, facing his former team, making his 8th start of the year.
And Jamie Moyer coming off a good outing against Milwaukee last time. He had that one inning where he gave up the home runs, but typical Jamie this year, he hung in there and pitched well. Not many walks, not a whole lot of strikeouts, and he is under hits per innings pitched.
Facing Ryan Theriot to start things off here, and he throws a curveball outside. So we're underway from Citizens Bank Park.
Here's our Southwest Airlines scouting report. He began his career with the Cubs and faced Steve Carlton that afternoon at Wrigley Field. That was a long time ago, 86? Yeah.
More than 600 starts ago. That's what Jamie Moyer's career began in a Cubs uniform.
And when he came back to the Phillies a few years ago, he made his first appearance at Wrigley Field for the Phillies.
We saw footage of that outing the last time Jamie Moyer pitched when Phillies are wearing those turn back the clock baby blues. And he just misses off the outside corner. I should say powder blues, and it's 3-1. Ryan Theriot overall, as you saw, hitting .319, coming off a homestand in which he was 5 for 23. In the air to right field. Pretty well hit, but room for Jason Worth. One away.
It's a fastball. It looked like he double pumped at it almost. That was amazing to watch. I thought that was something off speed by the swing. But then looking out at the board, the radar said it was 83, and that's his fastball. Look at the swing Theriot has at this. Look, waits, boom, and then swings at it. That's what Jamie will do, though. He will just fool guys with location and the way he's able to change speeds.
Well, Wheels, his last time out against the Brewers, he went 6 1/3. He allowed 5 runs, 4 of which were earned. 3 home runs, but all solo home runs. And for Jamie, those 3 home runs, well, they meant a milestone, one which he laughed about after the game. He became the second pitcher in Major League Baseball history to give up 500 home runs or more in his career.
We have to be around a long time and pitch a lot of innings, and the guy in front of him, Robin Roberts.
Robin Roberts gave up 505 home runs during his career, and you see Jamie is second all time among Phillies pitchers in winning percentage. And Starlin Castro bounces the 0-2 right to Chase Utley. 2 outs.
Castro is a young phenom they just brought up. He's only 20 years old, and you know, he's the kind of hitter that Jamie Moyer could work on a little bit tonight, because he's going to be anxious. You know, he's going to want to hit fastballs, and what a baby face that kid has. Not Jamie.
There was a time.
There was a time.
Yeah, Castro turned 20 in March, and he made the jump from Double-A up here to the majors just a few weeks ago. Well, the veteran Derek Lee stands in. Lee, during his career, has 5 hits and 11 at-bats against Moyer. Not having a typical Derek Lee season, hitting just .229 with 4 home runs and 17 RBIs.
Picked it up a little bit in the month of May, as he really struggled in April, like a lot of hitters do, and especially when you're playing cold weather the way the Cubs do.
Yeah, the Cubs have had a lot of home games. In fact, they've had 21 home games already. 2-0 pitch to Lee. Up high, 3-0.
Well, and the thing about the wind, you know, about the wind blowing out there, it blows in a heck of a lot more than it blows out in that ballpark. There's a breakdown in his April and Mays. They're all right-handed throughout this lineup tonight, and they have left-handed hitter, switch hitter, and one right-handed hitter on the bench. So, you know, there are a lot of backleggers on this team. They're going to be looking to hit homers.
3-1 pitch to Lee. That's in for a strike. It's 3-2. That was a changeup from Moyer. There's Aramis Ramirez. He's in the hole. Marlon Byrd is in the on-deck circle for Lou Piniella. There's Marlon. And the payoff pitch, whipped foul toward the Cubs dugout. Derek Lee, a 2-time All-Star. Mentioned that he has just 4 home runs this year. For his career, He has hit 297 home runs.
He hit a lot of them in Philadelphia, too. He used to kill the Phillies when he was with the Marlins.
Again, the payoff pitch to him. Opposite way, a foul ball. Jamie spent 3 full years in Chicago after coming through their farm system. Won 28 games, lost 34. Pitched in 85 games for the Cubs. And that one just missed. Ball 4. It's only the 9th walk issued by Jamie this year. And the Cubs have a 2-out base runner.
Well, Derek Lee's always been a guy who walked a lot. Good on base percentage. And think about his power and his doubles. But he will do just what he did there. He's patient.
Lee is aboard, and here comes Marlon Byrd, the former Philly, hitting .340, which is second best in the National League behind the injured Andre Ethier. Look what he's done since the 16th of April. Marlon has figured some things out.
Just watching the highlights and watching him on TV, he pulls the ball now. He used to hit everything to right at second base or over his own dugout when they were in the first base dugout. And he used to look at the size of him and thought he's so athletic that he ought to have better bat speed. Well, he does now, evidently.
52 hits, which is tied with Martin Prado for the lead in the National League. His teammate Ryan Terrio's in third.
Just looking the way he holds the bat now, too. It looks like he's really shortened his stroke. And just I guess maybe Rudy Jaramillo helped him when he was at Texas, but he needed something to get started quicker because his swing was too big. Look where how close he has that bat to his ear.
He does pull it back right there, but he gets into a good hitting stance
and
to take some hacks.
And it's much quicker when you watch it. It's shorter and quicker. Here he is. Now he's going to have to load, but look how much shorter that swing is than he used to have. Big follow through, which is normal, except for Chase Utley. What he does is ridiculous.
1-2 the count to Bird. And the pitch to him. Up high, 2-2.
Marlon's a great athlete. He was a heck of a football player when he was a kid when the Phillies signed him. He's always been a good outfielder, could run, and then had some leg problems when he's with the Phillies that set him back a little bit.
Signed a 3-year contract this past offseason after playing for the Rangers from 07 through 09. This Cubs team is not a bad offensive team. In fact, they come in with the 2nd most hits in the National League, the 4th highest batting average in the NL. And there is Rudy Jaramillo, who has come over from the Rangers. And that one's hit sharply towards short. Marlins' old friend Jimmy Rollins will take care of Derek Lee the short way. And Jamie Moyer strands a base runner here at the top of the 1st. No runs, no hits. 1 man left, middle of the 1st. Cubs nothing. Phil's coming up. Chase Utley hits third. Ryan Howard, the first baseman, bats cleanup. Jason Worth is in right field batting 5th. Jimmy Rollins is at shortstop. He'll He'll be the number 6 hitter. Raul Ibanez is in left, batting 7. Carlos Ruiz is in the 8 hole. He'll be the catcher tonight. Jamie Moyer will bat 9th, and they'll face left-hander Tom Gorzolani, the 27-year-old, who is from Evergreen Park, Illinois, making his 8th start of the year, 1-4 with a 3.60 earned run average.
It was like a homecoming for him coming back to Chicago, because Evergreen Park is a suburb of Chicago. And he came over in a deal with the Pirates last year. In fact, Graybo came over in that deal, too, who's on their ball club. Here's a scouting report on it from Southwest Airlines. He's going to throw a sinking, tailing fastball, also throw a little cutter inside once in a while. I hate to say this, but he's going to remind you a lot of the guy last night. They both pitch kind of similarly, and hopefully the Phillies will have better luck.
Shane Victorino leads things off. Victorino 3 for 8 in the 2 games against the Pirates. Corners pinch in a little bit, and he takes one on at the knees for a strike, and it's 0-1. Now, Shane is leading off tonight, and eventually Jimmy Rollins will be in the leadoff spot, according to Charlie Manuel. But Charlie said that Shane's swinging the bat well, and he wants to get Jimmy some more at-bats before he gets back into the leadoff spot. And there is the soft hands and quick feet of the 20-year-old Starlin Castro as he throws out Victorino.
Shane didn't hit the ball that hard, but not every shortstop gets to that. And Castro is a tremendous prospect. He's made 5 errors already, and he had 32 in A-ball last year. But you can see the athletic ability there, and you just don't teach some of the things he just did. Number one, you don't teach how to get to a ball that fast.
Also helped out by Derek Lee at his handling of first base. Boy, I don't know if his foot was on the bag long enough to convert that out, but I guess it was long enough for the first base umpire to punch him out, Bill Hahn.
Well, you throw it in the area of Derek Lee, and he'll catch it. He's a multiple Rawlings Gold Glove winner.
Here's Placido Polanco, and the count is even 1 ball and 1 strike to Polanco. Polanco was 1 for 8 in the 2 games against the Pirates, but he is 17 for his last 43. He's had a pretty good run during the month of May.
Polanco takes a look back at Paul Emmel on that one, and that's a pitch that you hope that Jamie Moyer will get.
This is the same umpiring crew that was here for the Pirates series. It's not often that a crew will carry over from one series to another, but it was just a 2-game set, and this is just a 2-game set. Polanco hits it toward left field. Soriano over toward the alleyway, and he makes the grab. And there are 2 outs. And the umpires for tonight's ball game that we just talked about. That is Paul Emmel behind the plate. Bill Hahn is over at first. Crew chief Gary Darling at second. And Bruce Strickman, who had the plate last night, is around at third. There's Gary Darling.
Welcome back, Chase Utley. I think Charlie was thinking about not playing him tonight, and all of a sudden he wound up in the lineup. I have to talk to him about that one.
I think Chase was a little persuasive in his want to be back in the lineup. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Ron Wentz of Palmerton, Pennsylvania. If the Phillies hit a home run in today's ball game, Ron will win $200. Chase does have 9 home runs, and he hits one on the hands. A 1-hopper. Terrio has it in short right, and he retires up. The Phillies go down in order here at the bottom of the first inning. 1, 2, 3. We've completed 1. We go to the second, scoreless game. Aramis Ramirez will lead it off here at the top of the second inning. Scoreless ball game. Jamie Moyer walked a batter with 2 outs in the first, and Ramirez scalds one foul down the left field line. Ramirez is hitting just 171 with 4 homers and 20 RBIs. He hit a game-winning home run just a couple of days ago. It was his first home run in over a month.
Well, we saw this guy last year. You could tell his shoulder was really bothering. He was cutting his swing off, and really thought he was going to have shoulder surgery. I guess the rehab has gotten him back, but he's not the same hitter, at least at this point.
Jamie trying to pepper the outside part of the plate, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ramirez has been a 100 RBI guy almost every single year he's been in the big leagues, and he hits one down the left field line, just foul. In fact, 6 of the last 9 years for Aramis Ramirez, he's gotten 100 RBIs or more.
The guy's been a really good player, and he's an outstanding third baseman too for Lou Piniella, who's had his ups and downs this year. His club has struggled at times, especially offensively. They're starting to swing a little bit better right now, and that's a guy that he wears his emotions on his sleeve. You usually know what he's thinking.
He keeps those newspaper pads pretty busy in Chicago, and always has been in every stop he's been at.
He has some of the funniest walks to the mound. Sometimes it looks like he forgets where the mound is. He's got his mind on something else, and he's headed towards second, headed towards short. He's fun to watch come out of the dugout.
Towering pop-up toward left. It's going to carry about 8 or 9 feet from the warning track. Ibanez makes the catch for the first out. Follow the Phillies on your iPhone, iPod Touch, BlackBerry, and Android phone with MLB.com At-Bat 2010, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit Phillies.com today on your iPhone, iPod Touch, or Android or BlackBerry for more details. 1 gone here in the second. Alfonso Soriano, the batter.
Look at that bat he uses. That's got to be the longest bat in baseball.
And the heaviest, too. I mean, this is a guy that he doesn't use a 33-29 bat.
Look at that thing. It's like a wagon tongue. It's like Pedro Guerrero when he used to play in the National League. He used to use a long old bat like that.
Number 6, Lizcano. His bat always looked like it was crooked.
Yeah. Sixto Lizcano. He had a good year here.
That one drops in for a strike. 2-1 to Soriano. Soriano has the most at bats of anybody in the Cubs lineup against Moyer. 12 for 53 against him. Working on a career that has seen 8 straight seasons of 20 home runs or more. This guy used to be a 30-30 threat every year, but he has had some bad quad injuries the last few years that have really slowed him up.
What he does against left-handers. He got off to a ragged start this year, but he started to pick it up too.
2-2 pitch to him. And swung on and fouled, and he stays alive.
He had a lot of problems defensively, dropping fly balls, and Lou Piniella made a double switch in the 6th inning in one game. That ball he just hit off his foot. And when he went in the dugout, we were watching that game in the office that day. They were all over him at Wrigley Field, just hooting on him. But to Soriano's credit, he's come back and played better.
That one's hit hard. Diving catch by Polanco. That ball was sinking away from Placido Polanco. 2 outs here in the second.
We talk all the time about how you play the third baseman on the line when Jamie Moyer pitches because of the change ups, and he doesn't throw real hard. You see how he's over near the line. Great play by Polanco, but if you're playing in a normal defense for a right-handed hitter, he can't get to that. It's a double. But you take your chances, play them over near the line, and they're going to hit some BBs down there every game, and you need your third baseman to make plays, and he sure did.
Well, here's Jeff Baker making his first start in right field this season. Baker hitting .212 with a couple home runs, 3 RBIs. See what he's done against the Phillies for his career. He's a .462 lifetime hitter against the Phils.
He got the game-winning hit in the clinching game in Colorado back in 07. Hit a ground ball in the hole to right field. And I think Moyer was still in the game at that point.
Well, and those numbers don't even count for the totals that you just saw. It's one down the left field line. That'll hook foul.
And that's probably why Lou wants him in the lineup tonight. As you said, Tom, his first start in the outfield. He is an infielder playing right field. And that's something that Sam Perlazzo has made a mental note of if you get into a potential throwing situation.
Overall, it's his 11th start of the season. And the 1-2 pitch to him. Swung on and missed an off-speed pitch, and that was a nice pitch by Moyer to get him off balance. 1, 2, 3 go the Cubs here in the second. We go to the bottom of the second. Ryan Howard, Jason Worth, and from work. Well, Charlie Allen.
How about at work?
Charlie Allen and Jake can certainly take care of that. 2.5 Men is Philly's favorite comedy. Weeknights at 6:30 and 7 on MyPHL 17. We don't make you laugh enough, Wheels?
Oh, baby, this is really something around here. 3-ring circus.
Bottom of the second, Ryan Howard leads it off. Ryan has 7-game hitting streak. He has 6 straight hits against left-handed pitching. Facing a left-hander here with 3 infielders on the right side of the diamond. And as our good friend Bob Uecker would say, that's a bit outside.
Just a little outside. Boy, it was good to see him, wasn't it?
It was.
Milwaukee the other day.
He looked good.
Yeah, consider what that guy's been through. What a great man.
Swing and a miss and a fastball, and it's 1-1. Ryan during the series against the Pirates was 6 for 9. Included in that was a grand slam over the center field wall.
Reports on Gorzelani is that he likes to pitch away with sliders, breaking balls to left-handed hitters, and it won't come inside a whole lot, and it kind of looks like what he's doing here.
I think Ryan was surprised that he got a fastball with the count with the second pitch of this at bat. And the breaking ball, that's down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to him.
And there he is. You know, he's gotten ahead in the count. He's going for the kill away with sliders. And just because you know a report on a guy doesn't mean you can hit him, but it sure helps, I would think.
That one's hit hard. Does it get through the shift? It does. Into right center field. Another base hit for Howard against a left-hander.
Ryan's starting to pick it up a little bit because he's hitting the ball hard. He's hitting a lot of singles, but no strikeouts. Not as many strikeouts mixed in there. If he makes contact, he's going to get a lot of hits because he hits it so hard.
Yeah, I wonder if Charlie's talking about that right now, pointing toward the shift and saying if Ryan can keep doing this, splitting the shift right there, then he might get infielders to move around a little bit more.
Well, they would love to not have 3 fielders on that side against him all the time. He got a couple hits last night on line drives. It just, went over the infield in front of the right fielder.
Here's Jason Worth, and Jason takes a fastball outside. 1 ball and no strikes.
And Charlie, as you said, talking there, he loves a talk hitting.
Ryan has an 8-game hitting streak. Excuse me, yes, 8-game hitting streak. Meanwhile, Jason Worth is riding an 8-game streak.
Gorzelani likes to use his changeup to right-handed hitters. He doesn't use his changeup to left-handed hitters. And he just rolled one out there to Jason Worth, trying to get him to roll it over into a double play.
Coulson hit that one right off his foot, which he fouled it off of in yesterday's ball, or 2 days ago.
You gotta hope that's not the same area.
I thought he was going to be out of last night's lineup, but he was feeling okay after fouling a ball off his foot in the first game of that Pirates series.
No guard. Here it comes. Oh, that's right off. Didn't he foul it off that ankle the other night?
He fouled it off the inside a little bit more last time, but I'm sure there's still some pain in there.
I get it. Yeah, it looked like it was pretty close. May see something on there pretty soon.
One and two the count to Jason.
Here they come, right back in there again. It's a cruel game.
He lays off this time. It's 2-2.
You don't want to swing at it again, that's for sure. If you can avoid it. You think how many times you see that after a guy beats a ball off his leg, they come right back in there again.
There's Mark Anderson, one of the Phillies athletic trainers, keeping an eye on Jason. Jason fouls it off, and that got a piece of Giovanni Soto.
Oh, did it ever.
Soto just looked to the dugout, said he was okay.
Catchers don't like people coming out of the dugout if they can avoid it. You know, they're different breed. They're tough. Here it is. You know, see why that hurt.
Soto, the former National League Rookie of the Year.
Take a deep breath.
Yep. Cubs athletic trainer taking a look. On the inside corner, and Jason is called out on strikes for the first out. Well, every time the Phillies retire the opposing team in order, which Jamie Moyer did in the second, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the Xfinity Triple Play, your complete lineup for digital TV, high-speed internet, and home phone. Well, here's Jimmy Rollins batting 6th tonight. Jimmy batted 3rd the first couple of games since coming off the disabled list. Mike Quaddy, third base coach for the Cubs, aligning the defense with Jimmy up there. Charlie said today that he wants to get Jimmy more at bats and get him more and more comfortable with seeing live pitching before he puts him back up into the leadoff spot.
Right. Just want to have him get his feet wet a little bit. He'll be back leading off. Jimmy's just happy to be back, and they're happy to have him back.
Overall, Jimmy hitting .355 with a home run and 4 RBIs. And he's ahead 2 balls and no strikes. Couple of the fact that Jimmy just came off the DL and that Shane Victorino has been swinging such a good bat from the leadoff spot. Charlie can wait a little bit.
Gorzelani coming into the right-handed batters. He likes to do that and then throw changeup away.
On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Brian McCann, a 2-run home run, has given the Braves a 3-0 lead over the Reds. Braves are 11-6 in their last 17 ball games. They're out of the basement. Mets are down in the basement now. Jimmy hits it hard. Base hit under the glove of Ramirez into left field. Up to second goes Howard. He'll stop there. And the Phillies have a couple of base runners. Third hit for Jimmy since coming off the DL.
Here it is. He hits it hard, and Aramis Ramirez is a pretty good third baseman, and just a little bit late on that one.
Let's see if the Phillies can capitalize. Ibanez batting 7th. We've got his first hacks. See what he's done in his career against the Cubs. Surprisingly, he has a lot of at-bats against the Cubs, even though he spent most of his career in the American League with the Mariners and the Royals. So they must have faced each other during interleague play. American League Central against the National League Central, that kind of matchup when he was at the Royals. Maybe an opportunity for the Mariners to play the Cubs during interleague play.
Yeah.
Lays off the 1-0 and he takes it for a strike. It's 1-1. Noel did not start last night's ball game against the Pirates. 1 for 5 in the series. Batting here with 2 runners on and 1 out. The bottom of the second. In the air to straightaway center field. Marlon Byrd on the run with his back to the infield. He finally finds it and makes the catch. Howard will tag. He'll get to third. The way Marlon Byrd went back on that one, I wasn't sure if he even knew where it was.
Well, he saw it go up and he was running to a spot. One thing about Marlon Byrd is he always played a shallow center field, and you saw that there. That he likes to throw, so he's real shallow. And when Raul hits that, watching on the replay there, it's off the end of the bat. But see how shallow he is, and now he sees it go up like all good outfielders. They run to a spot, and he looked up, and there it was. He used to throw pretty well when he first came up, and his throwing fell off a little bit, but it's a part of the game that he enjoyed.
Now Carlos Ruiz will hit with 2 runners aboard, and the first pitch misses inside. 1-0. The 2 number 8 hitters for tonight's ball game, Ruiz and Giovanni Soto, 2 catchers in this ball game, have really done a very good job being patient this year and getting on base. In fact, if you look at Soto's numbers this year, you're kind of looking at a carbon copy of Carlos Ruiz. I mean, Soto has 2 more home runs than Ruiz. Carlos has a better batting average, but Soto has a .463 on base percentage. Ruiz has a .456 on base percentage, and both are walking way more than they normally do.
And it's so huge in the National League to get the pitcher out of the way, and both these teams have potent lineups, so you turn it over.
Down low, 3-0.
There it is. That's what Tom's talking about right there, and how good they've been at that. And those other guys, well, there's a catcher as far as Qatar, so he doesn't play it as much, but he's batting down in the order. He's another guy getting the pitcher out of the way.
3-0, take it for a strike. That was an automatic strike in Paul Emmel's book.
Good job by Carlos too. He's running another deep count that looked like he could have been ball 4.
500 average in his last 14 at bats with a runner in scoring position. Inside, and it hit him. So bases are loaded for Jamie Moyer.
They threw him a breaking ball there, 3-1. Just another example of the way they'll pitch around an 8-hole hitter. And if you'll take the walks, as Soto and Ruiz have done, you really help your club that way.
Strange as it sounds, too, it's the formula that has given the Phillies such a good approach against starters, and why the pitch counts for the starting pitchers against the Phillies are so high early in the game.
And then Jamie Moyer will come up and he may walk. You never know. He gives guys good at bats.
Jamie 2 for 12 so far this year. And he's down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
And again, this guy may just paint the outside corner. Jamie's looking back at him like, okay, I got you, but let me have them too.
No question.
Well, just because I'm a pitcher doesn't mean you just give them to pitchers.
I'd like a run too.
Well, yeah. I don't know if those are strikes, but I want them.
He's off that slider. It's red ball and 2 strikes. Giovanni Soto's been very busy back there in this inning.
Guy's really resurrected his career this year. He's had a much better year. Last year he just struggled after a tremendous rookie season.
Swing and a miss. Jamie goes spinning around for the final out. Another slider for Gorzalani. He strands the bases loaded. We've played 2. Cubs nothing, Phillies nothing.
but the first. Oh, okay.
First member of a team. First, not the 14th member.
Yeah,
of a team.
right. Yeah, well, that's because the Cubs had one, so you're thinking about the guy that won it for the Cubs, and
which guy?
Well, I gotta wait, don't I?
No. You have to wait till the 7th inning.
Yeah.
But you said a guy.
Yeah, well, there's something that just jumps right out at you there that probably wrong.
Giovanni Soto leads it off. He's the number 8 hitter for the Cubs. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes to him. Soto hitting .298, 4 homers and 10 RBIs. Just a few days ago, that category in the bottom was led by Carlos Ruiz.
We've been talking about Soto losing like 25 pounds during the offseason, and one of the things that he tried to do to dedicate himself to coming back and having a better season than last year.
He followed up his Rookie of the Year campaign in 2008 when he hit .285 with 23 home runs with a .218 batting average last year.
He never got it going the whole year. He's a talented guy, too.
Pitch didn't come back the way Paul Emmel would have liked. It's 3-2. JB just asked if it was inside.
He thinks maybe he's got to get a little bit in there. That helps.
And a swing and a miss. Boy, oh boy, he take a lot off that pitch. Another changeup and another strikeout for Moyer. 1 out here in the 3rd.
He really pulled the string on that one.
Well, today's Thirst Inning is brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of the Thirst Inning. Different spots around the ballpark, but they're all enjoying the same beverage. 1 out for Tom Gorzolani. 2 for 13. To the count to Gorzolani. And this is not a sacrifice situation, has 1 sacrifice this year. Ryan Dempster, the starter tomorrow, has 8 sacrifice bunts.
I noticed that. I was working on that this afternoon.
That is, wow, it's a lot.
Well, you can really help yourself by being able to do that.
0-2 pitch from Moyer. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. In fact, 3 in a row for Jamie. And he's retired 6 straight.
Jamie took a little look in at Gorzolani as he walked away like, all right, you're going to throw me sliders? I'm going to throw you breaking balls, too.
Little whistle over to Ryan Howard to remind him that he'll be over to cover if there's a ground ball hit that way.
Yeah, and also maybe that they may have reports on Terrio that he will bunt. And that's just to remind him to move up a little bit. And they have Polanco even with the bag, so they must have bunt down on the reports on this guy.
First pitch misses low. 1 ball and no strikes. Terrio flied out to Jason Worth in right his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. It's that one in the air to left field, not deep. Here comes Ibanez, and he'll take it on 1 hop. That's the first hit of the evening for the Cubs. Little looper by Terrio. And he'll give Ivan De Jesus, former Phillies shortstop, his equipment.
El Pulpo, as he was known to his teammates, meaning the octopus, the long arms of his. Ivan De Jesus, one of the really good guys, and was a member of the '83 championship team.
Played with the Phils from '82 to '84.
Of course, he was in the Sandberg deal. He was the guy that Phillies got back in the Sandberg deal when Larry Ball was also traded to the Cubs.
Here's Castro, who grounded out to second his first time up. I think they look at De Jesus here in Philly the same way that Red Sox fans look at Larry Anderson with the Jeff Bagwell deal.
Yeah, I don't think they blame Boa. So yeah, it's El Pulpo's fault. Well, nobody knew that Rhino was going to be the kind of player he turned out to be.
Runner goes, pitches a strike, the throw to second, not in time. Terrio with his 7th stolen base of the year.
Well, if that throws on the bag, they have him. Carlos Ruiz does have a really quick release, and when Jamie's pitching a little bit tougher because of lack of velocity with the pitch coming to him, Terrio got an excellent jump, but the throw's just a little bit to Chase Utley's right, then comes back with a sweep tag, can't quite get him. That throws on the bag, he's out. You see how he has to reach back, and he beats it.
Chopper toward the hole, off the glove of Polanco, and it's going to carry him into left field, and the Cubs will lead it 1-0. Terrio scores easily from second.
Yeah, if he doesn't touch that, Jimmy Rollins is going to catch it, and they'll have first and third and 2 outs. But, you know, the third baseman's supposed to get to what he can get to. And in that case, he wasn't quite able to get to it and deflected it. Here you see right here, and Placido thinks he has a shot at it, and then he deflects it, goes by Jimmy, who was going to field it. I don't think he was going to be able to, well, he wouldn't have been able to throw Castro out.
So Castro with his 9th RBI since being called up for the minors, and now Derek Lee will bat. 1-0 Chicago.
The stolen base gets him a run. Blue pitch, stolen base, and then that hit.
Jamie, in his last 3 starts coming in, has won all 3. That's only the 10th earned run he's allowed in his last 24 innings of work. A slow chopper toward third, waiting on his Polanco. He'll go the long way to first to retire Derek Lee. The Cubs do get a run on 2 hits. They strand 1. Middle of the third. Chicago 1 and the Phillies nothing. Dodge dealers. Well, last night was the 60th consecutive sellout here at Citizens Bank Park. Guess what? I think this will be 61 in a row. We go to the bottom of the third. Phillies are trailing at 1-0. And the top of the order is due up. Supposed to warm up as this week moves on, which is good news. Tomorrow's a day game here at the ballpark. And the Red Sox are in town. Easy play for Ramirez. 1 out on 1 pitch here in the third. The Atlanta Braves, we told you before, they're playing some pretty good baseball right now. They've won 11 of 17. Phillies hope they cool off by the time they come to Philadelphia. Monday, July 5th at 7:05. It's a Hatfield Dollar Dog Night. And Tuesday the 6th, it's the IBEW Local 98 Charlie Manuel Louisville Slugger bat for fans 14 and under. This series winds down on the 7th at 7:05. You can get your tickets by logging on to Phillies.com. One away, Placido Polanco the hitter, and he takes a fastball on the outside corner. Opposite way for Polanco. Baker on the run. He made it look easy. And there are 2 outs. So Gorzelani has the first 2 batters retired here in the 3rd. That'll bring Chase Utley to the plate. Chase grounded out to second his first time up. So he's 0 for 1. Chase with 9 home runs this year. 6 of those home runs have come against left-handers, which is tied for the most in Major League Baseball against lefties. Robinson Cano has 6 for the Yankees. In fact, the Phillies have a number of numbers that are even with the Yankees, who start a series tonight against the Tampa Bay Rays. Phillies and the Yankees have the highest team batting average in Major League Baseball at .278.
Well, the Yankees almost got the Red Sox again last night. Papelbon just hanging on in that 9th inning. One of those games they play, they are intense. I was watching the end of that one.
That one's pulled right side. Good play by Terrio from his knee, and Lee, so tall, is able to hang on the bag. Once again, the Phils are retired in order, this time here in the 3rd. 1, 2, 3. We go to the 4th. Lou Piniella and the Cubs lead it 1-0. That's how the run scored for the Cubs. And joining us now is a guy that sits next to Charlie Manuel every single night. That's Pete Mackanin, the Phillies bench coach. And Pete, we appreciate you coming on. And we were watching you and Charlie talk before when Ryan Howard got his base hit through the shift. And boy, he must talk hitting an awful lot when you guys are in the dugout.
Sometimes to a fault. Sometimes he gets wrapped up in it, and I got to remind him, hey, Charlie, come on, we got to pay attention to the game now. But seriously, he was talking about that shift and how it can work for you or against you, and Ryan seems to be getting the most out of that shift lately.
And that's a good thing, too, Pete, is if he can get those infielders to sort of loosen it up and maybe get that shortstop over to the other side back to where he normally would be.
Well, hopefully so, but he's got his share of hits to the left side and driven in some big runs for us going that way, and it's only a matter of time before he hits for the power we know he's capable of. And in the meantime, he's getting his singles, getting his doubles, making better contact this year. We're looking for a big year from him.
Hey, Pete, as a guy who has managed, what is your role down there with Charlie?
The main thing is, I do whatever he wants me to do. We just make sure we stay in the game. We don't get embarrassed. We make sure that we dot all the I's and cross all the T's, and we discuss various situations in the game and try to make sure that we get it right.
You enjoy that part of it, Pete, just talking the game during the game like that?
Yeah, without a doubt. Charlie is, I know he can be ornery at times, but he's a lot of fun to talk to, especially when we're going good and we're in good situations during the game. We banter it back and forth, and we try to figure out the best scenarios for pinch hitting situations. We think 2-3 innings ahead and try to plan everything out for the end of the game.
Do you appreciate As I said, you have managed. Do you appreciate that he wants your input on things?
Without question, you know, if he didn't want my input, I wouldn't feel comfortable here. You know, he's always asking me what I think and what would you do and what do you think is the best scenario. And, you know, very often what happens is when you're in the middle of a game, a manager has so many things to think about that it's good to have somebody that might throw something out and say, hey, Charlie, don't forget about this. The pitcher's coming up third next inning. Who are you going to bring in? Things like that. There's so many things to think about. It's always have somebody to throw something in at you.
2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Marlon Byrd. Marlon leading off this 4th inning. And he grounded it to a fielder's choice to finish off the first, his first time up. And he hits one foul again. Pete, what's your impressions of what you've seen from Jamie Moyer so far in these first 3 innings?
Well, not only these first 3 innings, but in his past 2 or 3 outings, he's really shown good command of the inside part of the plate with that cut fastball. When you can command the inside part of the plate and throw to the outside part of the plate, you're going side to side and back and forth with a curveball and changeup and up and down. All those different areas, you can't guess as a hitter. You have to sit on one pitch and hope you get it.
It was again a little tough to keep Utley out of the lineup.
Without question. In fact, there was some discussion about that, but Chase talked Charlie into it and said he was okay to go.
Well, Charlie was saying yesterday that it was difficult to keep him out, and he wanted to get in. So I guess he eased his thoughts a little bit today.
Yeah, you know, Chase does look a lot better than he has the past few days, and he was eager to play and ready to go, and we're always happy to have Chase in the lineup.
Hey, speaking of that, were you guys happy to get Jimmy back?
Without a doubt. You know, Valdez did an outstanding job for us, as has Castro. He's done an impeccable job for us, getting big hits, making all the plays. But Jimmy's Jimmy. He can offer so many different dimensions to the game. I hope his pop-up doesn't hit me.
I was going to say, you should have called that one, Pete.
You know, he can run. Obviously, he's a consistent infielder, Gold Glove shortstop. He's got power. He had so many different ways to win a game for you that it's hard to not have him in the lineup.
Hey, you know, you played here one time, and
we don't have to talk about that.
Hey, I remember. But anyway, you know what Philadelphia's like. You were around the old vet days. Now you've been around here in this neat new ballpark. What's it like? Baseball in Philadelphia now, maybe compared to when you were here before? You know what's funny about that? You asked what Charlie and I were talking about. At one point, he made the comment to me. He said, Pete, this is really a good look. It's a nice ballpark, isn't it? And I said, you're darn right. It's so much fun to play here and to participate in with the fans. You know, we get a full house every night. And without a doubt, it's so much fun to be in a situation like this, just to be around the game and have a winning team.
Well, and the energy, too. That's the big thing. It's just that there's so much energy for the players to be part of, the coaches to be part of. I mean, you know, it shows how good this team has been the last few years, too.
Yes, you're not kidding. You know, one of the big things is I know that the front office look for people with character and gamers, guys who want to play and who enjoy playing the game and who play the game right. And that's a big part of it. Both on and off the field, these guys are 100% baseball and for the community, and it shows. I think the way we play shows.
All right, Pete, we'll let you go. We appreciate chatting with you. We'll look forward to doing it again.
You're welcome.
All right, Pete Buchanan, the Phillies bench coach, joining us here as Jamie Moyer gets a strikeout of Aramis Ramirez. That's the 4th strikeout for Ramirez. You know, it's good when we get a chance to talk to Pete Buchanan and Sam Palazzo and Davey Lopes and Rich Doobie, because these guys work so hard, and that ball was a ball that Ramirez thought was going to be a little quicker than it was.
Yeah, I think Jamie was tired of all those foul balls on fastballs and cutters, so he decided to throw him a changeup, and he was a little early on that one.
Yeah. Here's Alfonso Soriano.
Well, that's a great coaching staff down there, and you know, we're lucky, as you know, Tom, you're down there all the time, to be around them and talk the game with them, and Charlie really appreciates the staff they've assembled.
We didn't even talk to Pete about his penmanship. The man has got unbelievable penmanship. Have you ever seen the lineup cards that the Phillies put out?
Yeah, he'll use like the golf course stuff sometimes. Other times, he says because of the Catholic school training. That guy right there could be a stand-up comedian. Now, we were just doing this stuff with him. He was, on his best behavior. But he is funny. He keeps things loose down there.
1-2 the count to Alfonso Soriano. He lined out to third his first time up. A nice play by Placido Polanco. 1-0 Cubs here in the top of the fourth. A run in the third on a base hit by Starlin Castro. And it's 2-2.
Got to do that with Soriano once in a while. You have to come inside to him, because when you have a bat that long and you're hitting with that close stance, you want to get extended, and that's how he really hurts you. Look at all the pitches already because of these foul balls tonight.
Well, that and a very long first inning for Jamie. And a call, strike three, right on the inside part of the plate. Soriano can't believe it, but that's the fifth strikeout for Jamie in this ball game. 1-2-3 go the Cubs for the third time tonight. Hate the inside part of the plate for Jamie Moyer. Honda dealer by AT&T. Rethink possible. By Xfinity from Comcast, proud partner of the Phillies. And by Toyota. Toyota's national sales event is going on now. Hurry in to your Toyota dealer today. Last of the fourth, 1-0 Cubs. Ryan Howard, who singled his first time up, leads it off. Ryan, who has reached base safely in 14 consecutive games, and because of that, he's raised his average to .315.
So, and Pete was just talking about that, Pete McCann, when he was on time. You asked him about, Charlie talking about. Now, the overshift this time, Castro's a little further over.
He's also deep.
Real deep. Well, you can throw. You got to have some hose to be able to play out there. It's one thing for the second baseman to play deep, but for the shortstop to play that deep, you got to really be able to throw. Look where he is. That's the shortstop. Out that far.
I can't remember a time when we've seen a shortstop that deep against Ryan.
He must really be able to throw to do that.
On the inside corner with a breaking ball, and it's 1-2.
Now the second baseman, here's Terrio out here, but he has a much shorter throw, of course, from there to first base. So, it's you can do that, but shortstops normally aren't going to be that deep.
They look like shaggers in a home run competition.
Yeah, they do. Looks like that when the kids are here for the home run derbies on Sundays.
Good hold by Ryan. It's 3-2.
Well, he's really being patient with that slider away from Gorzolani. Seeing the film on him, reading the scouting reports, and knowing that this guy goes after you with sliders if you're a left-handed batter.
3-2 pitch. Swung on, hit hard, gloved in foul territory by Lee, and Gorzolani was late getting over, and he just gets Ryan Howard. Derek Lee, when he fielded that ball, turned, and I think he was stunned that the pitcher had not ventured over to the bag.
Yeah, because it's like, what do you want me to do? I'm in the outfield right now. I'm not going to be able to get there. And then Gorzolani had frozen. Look how far away from the bag Derek Lee is. He just pivots because he's going to throw to the pitcher. nobody there, and then he does a heck of a job leading him, and Gorzolani finally gets over there. That ball was scalding. See, he was just a little bit late, and on his follow through, he's following through towards third base too.
Well, one away here in the fourth, and Jason Worth is the hitter. So Ryan is retired, catches breath.
And that's that overshift too. We had the first baseman playing the line like it was a ninth inning in a tie game or a one-run game.
Not just any first baseman either. A guy who has not made an error in 38 consecutive games and is a two-time Gold Glove award winner.
Yeah, and has a glove on the left hand because he's a right-handed thrower. So I don't know if a left-handed first baseman could have crossed over fast enough to catch that thing as hard as it was hit.
Worth struck out looking his first time up. I keep saying that last year Jason was the leader in home runs against lefties in the National League. Does not have one against a lefty. He fouls it back. It's 1-2.
Well, the right-handed hitters need to help. You know, they had a little problem last night with a left-hander and struggling tonight with one. And Jason Worth, the big guy in the lineup from the right side.
A swing and a miss and two away. That was a high fastball from Gorzolani that came in at 92 miles an hour. So Worth is retired.
Well, he's throwing those breaking balls down and in, pitches down and in, then goes up in the strike zone. You know, Worth, don't forget, beat one off his ankle his first time up. And subconsciously, guys do not want that pitch down and in. They don't want to be swinging at it.
Jimmy Rollins takes a fastball for a strike. Jimmy singled his first time up. This is the 27th time that Jimmy has appeared as the number 6 hitter in a Phillies lineup during his career. Obviously, every time you think of Jimmy Rollins, you think of him being a leadoff hitter. But he's had 111 at-bats now as a 6-hole hitter. You see his numbers, batting 6th for his career. And he takes the ball down low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to him. You know, we showed a graphic at the beginning of the telecast tonight that the Phillies have not lost a season series against the Cubs in a long time. In fact, it's since 2001. Wrigley Field is not the easiest place to play.
No.
And the Phillies have done a nice job against Chicago, and they have 4 games against the Cubs coming up later this year, right after the All-Star break.
2 days ago was the anniversary of the 23-22 game in 1979. Never forget that game. Between you talk about a Wrigley Field game. Wow, was that crazy. Mike Schmidt won with a home run the 10th inning.
Jimmy takes one on the outside corner. Gorzolani strikes out the last 2 batters, and another 1-2-3 inning for him. He's retired 7 in a row. We've played 4. Top of the 5th inning here at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies trail at 1-0. The bottom third of the order for the Cubs due up against Jamie Moyer. And Jamie delivers one on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Jeff Baker struck out his first time up. Jamie has struck out 5 so far in this game, which gives him 28 strikeouts this season to 9 walks. I mean, that ratio in its own is an indication on how much better Jamie is this year, even compared to last year. You see what he's done so far?
Yeah, the 1 walk.
He's allowed only 2 hits. And Baker stays alive. It remains no balls and 2 strikes. You think about where Jamie has come since his debut in a Cubs uniform and how different a pitcher he is. Obviously how much smarter he is now with all the years under his belt.
I remember that day watching him at Wrigley thinking he's got a good changeup. Of course, his career, it's one of the guys that got better as he got older.
It's a changeup that he learned in the city of Philadelphia. He learned it while playing at St. Joseph's University. He had a lot of guys that have helped him along the way. Dick Pohl, longtime pitching coach, did a lot of work with Jamie when he was with the Cubs.
How about him matching up in his first major league game against Steve Carlton, a guy that grew up in Philadelphia?
How about that stat right there? 99 career wins since turning 40 years old, which is 3rd behind Jack Quinn and Phil Niekro. And pitch inside, it's 3-2.
Pitch count's high tonight, though. He's been getting in 6-7 innings, and they certainly would like to see that again tonight if they can. But there have been a lot of foul balls in this game.
No one's whacked up the third base line. It's another foul ball as Jamie kicks it.
Well, that's what you're taught to do. When they're rolling down the line, get them out of there so they have a chance to roll fair. Here he comes. I mean, that was way foul, but don't take any chances.
So again, 3-2 the count to Jeff Baker. Roy Halladay and Cole Hamels, they kind of enjoyed that kick. And a swing and a miss. That's strikeout number 6 for Moyer, and another changeup.
He's getting a lot of strikeouts on changeups tonight.
Bottom 3 hitters have struck out 4 times so far. Hey, the wait is finally over. It's the final showdown between the forces of good and the clutches of evil. Don't miss the epic season finale of Legend of the Seeker, Sunday at 8, right here on MyPHL 17. There's Giovanni Soto. He struck out his first time up. Chopper towards shortstop. Jimmy charges, scoops it up, and he has tied 2 outs. Last night it was Roy Halladay against Zach Duke of the Pittsburgh Pirates in a heck of a pitcher's duel. And tonight it's Tom Gorzolani who's walking to the plate against Jamie Moyer in another pitcher's duel. Only 4 hits between the 2 teams so far in this game.
The Phillies get 12 runs in the first game against the Pirates, and now all of a sudden having trouble scoring the last 2 nights against a couple old Pirates left-handers. Another guy that used to drive him crazy was Mahalo. And Grabo's here. It's another pitcher the Pirates had. The Pirates had all those left-handed pitchers. And they also had who? They had Gonzalez.
And they had Oliver Perez, too.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. It's 0-2, which leaves Pirate fans, not necessarily about Perez, wondering why are we getting rid of all these guys.
Yeah, they look like they're putting a pretty good rotation together a few years ago with some of these left-handers.
2-strike pitch outside. in the air to right field. Not deep. Playable for Jason Worth. Comes on, makes the catch, and another 1-2-3 inning for Jamie Moyer. He's retired 7 in a row. He's had a 1-2-3 inning 3 different times in this ball game. We go to the middle of the 5th. /alumni luncheon, or call 215-463-1000 today. That Diamond Club, if you haven't been down there, is a wonderful place to get yourself ready for a game or just to take in an event. They have the Baseball 101 event there today, 102 that'll take place during the course of the season. Another resounding success as Raul Ibanez leads things off. Baseball 101 is designed for the young ladies in our Phillies fan base who get a chance to learn about the game of baseball. And they got to learn a little about the behind the scenes in television. Phillies Television Network today.
That Jeff Halleckman and Ray Tipton were involved.
Our producer and our director.
So they put on a great show like they do every night here.
Very entertaining. Scott Fransky and Larry Anderson were there as well. Chad Durbin.
That's a tag team match right there. Those not Chad Durbin, those other two.
Yep, Chad was there and he was chatting a little bit. Sold out once again. Phillies do such a great job with that. And the fans, I know, really enjoyed it. Look forward to another one coming up later on this year. 2-2 the count to Ibanez. Raul flied out to center his first time up. And he hits one sharply right past Sam Perlazo.
See, these two left-handers the last two nights have been really good. Phillies are just the one earned run and struck out 9 times. 8 hits.
And a pop-up right side of the infield. Ryan Terrio comes under it. And one set aside here in the 5th. So Gorzelani has been quieting the team that has the second best record in the National League here in the month of May. Now the Phillies for a good part of May had the best record, but the Los Angeles Dodgers have been red hot and are climbing right now in the National League West.
That came out of nowhere too. And Andre Ethier's on the disabled list, who was carrying them.
Dodgers have won 9 consecutive games, and they are hosting the San Diego Padres tonight. And they begin play this evening 1 game behind the Padres for first place in the West, as Carlos Ruiz takes 2 pitches for strikes, and it's 0-2.
Carlos was hit by a pitch in his first at bat.
Carlos hit a ball, maybe two last night, would have been home runs. Tonight, one of them definitely would have been. But that wind was blowing in so hard last night that pitchers could get away with fly balls.
Staying alive, and it remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ruiz. Back in 2007, Gorzelati, who's at 69 pitches here in the 5th inning, he won 14 games for the Pirates at an earned run average of 3.8. And they thought that he and Zach Duke had kind of arrived. As it turns out, that's the best year he's had in the big leagues. Guy who won 32 games in the minor leagues, lost just 23. And slowly hit towards shortstop. Castro throws out Ruiz. And there are 2 gone here in the 5th.
Well, he's doing a really good job. I mentioned the scouting report tonight, and unfortunately he's a lot like Duke. And what he's doing really well is moving the ball in and out. He jammed Ibanez in this inning. He looked like a little cutter there that he just jammed Carlos Ruiz with. They've hit some balls hard, but they're also making a lot of weak outs.
Last outing for Gorzelati, he went just 5 innings against the Pirates. He allowed 5 runs on 9 hits. But he walked 4. In fact, he has walked 8 in the month of May in 3 outings, but he hasn't walked anybody tonight.
No, he's hit 1 batter, and that was Ruiz on a 3-1 pitch.
1-1 pitch to Jamie. Hit foul, and it's 1-2. See the comparison between the 2 lefties. Both have pitched quite well. In fact, Jamie's allowed that 1 run, but neither one of the balls that he's given up as hits tonight have been hit that hard.
No, if that ball had been deflected by Polanco, he could conceivably have gotten out of that inning without giving up that run. But if you're down 1-0 and scuffling a little bit right now. But good starting pitching from Halladay and Jamie again.
Little number back toward the mound. Picked up by Gorzelati. Jamie hustling, and he's retired. And Gorzelati retires the Phils in order for the 3rd consecutive inning. He's retired 10 in a row. We have played 5 here in Philadelphia. It's a 1-0 game. Well, 2 at-bats tonight. Shane has not gotten on base, but he'll have an opportunity in the bottom of the 6th inning to lead things off. But first, Jamie Moyer is going to try to handle the Cubs once again as we go to the top of the 6th. There's Carlos Zambrano, who's going out to the bullpen with Carlos Marmol, their closer. Now, Zambrano pitched last night, and he's been in the bullpen for the Cubs, but we probably won't see him out of the pen the next couple of days because they're going to try to stretch him out and put him back into the rotation.
Yeah, it's like Victorinos. Who are you doing out here? Yeah, that seems strange to see Carlos Zambrano going to the bullpen. And that it's not before the game to warm up to start.
Ryan Theriot leads things off. He singled and scored in the 3rd. Also stole a base, the only run of the game.
And Marmol's their closer, and he is an adventure. That guy can strike out. Well, he's got tremendous strikeout numbers, but he'll walk a lot of hitters, too.
Well, he's done a good job for them, and there's Zambrano just taking in the game from out in the bullpen.
They can still use him as a pinch hitter.
Well, I'm surprised that he's even going out there, honestly, Wiz, because they are going to try to stretch him out and put him back in the rotation.
Yeah, I saw where Piniella was talking about that with him. There he is. He is a character.
Theriot whacks it foul, and it's 1-2.
Theriot got the bloop hit off Jamie in the 4th inning with 2 outs, stole second on a close play, and then scored on that deflected hit by Castro, and that's it tonight.
See the Cubs bullpen numbers, 13th in the National League.
They have 3 lefties out there.
1-2 pitch. Hit towards shortstop on one hop, spins right to J-roll. Theriot's retired for out number 1. Well, there are a handful of dollar dog nights that are right on the horizon here at Citizens Bank Park. The next one is Monday, June 7th, when the Padres are here. And then Monday, July 5th at 7:05, when the Braves are in town to start a 3-game series. Order your tickets now for the Hatfield Dollar Dog Nights here at the ballpark by logging on anytime at Phillies.com.
Talked about, it seemed like there have been a lot of foul balls tonight. 18 of them to this point. 8 of them in that 4th inning when we're talking to Pete McCann. They were fouling one pitch off after another. So, you know, that's another way to run a guy's pitch count up.
Well, even with that, Jamie has 1 out here in the 6th. He's thrown 88 pitches so far. Starlin Castro has the RBI that has given the Cubs the lead. This ball just slipped right out of the hand of Jamie.
He has a curveball that didn't do a whole lot. Castro's first major league at bat, a 3-run home run. 20 years old.
Just turned 20.
Just turned 20, right. He's evidently living with Soriano in Chicago, which is great. You know, to have an older player, veteran player, take the younger player and help him out a little bit.
1-1 pitch to him.
I'm sure Soriano wishes he had that when he came. Maybe he did, but the odds are he probably didn't.
Soriano came up with the Yankees, and there were a lot of veterans on that team when Soriano cracked the lineup as their everyday second baseman.
Yeah, and not necessarily a veteran Latin player, maybe Bernie Williams, but you know they're both Dominicans, Castro and Soriano.
1-2 pitch to Castro. Inside 2-2. You mentioned that he made 32 errors last year in A-ball. In fact, he had 39 overall in the minor leagues. But he's got a pretty good teacher in Ivan De Jesus to help him out at shortstop. Yep. And a swing and a miss, and that's strikeout number 7 for Jamie. It's time now for our Coors Light freeze cam, and this freeze cam will show you the only run of the night in this ball game. That's why it was deflected just beyond the reach of Polanco, and right out into left field.
And you saw Jimmy Rollins flash behind him. He was going to catch that ball.
Derek Lee tries to size up one, and he hits it toward left, reaching up as Ibanez at the last moment. That wasn't hit that high. That's not an easy play, but he retires Derek Lee. 1, 2, 3 go the Cubs. Here at the top of the 6th inning, Jamie Moyer has retired 10 in a row. Here's the 10th as the wide eyes from Raul pull it in. Port Sedan.
At the top of the order right now is Shane Victorino. The Phillies really need to get up there and get some good at bats now against Gorzelani. They made it a little bit easy for him tonight. They have hit some balls hard, but you know they've also gotten themselves out a number of times. And now you've seen the guy twice and have a better idea, and you're only down 1-0.
And your 47-year-old left-hander has really done a nice job keeping the Cubs off balance.
Done a great job.
Shane has grounded out twice, once to short, once to third. And he takes a pitch low, 1 ball and no strikes. Victorino leads all Major League leadoff hitters in RBIs. Overall, he has 32 runs batted in. He also has hit 5 home runs here in May. 5 of his 8 home runs have come in May. And he's ahead 2-0. And he takes a strike on the outside corner.
Well, that's a good approach by Shane, though. We're just talking about that as he's coming up to the plate to, you know, try and grind it out a little bit right now and make this guy work harder and get some pitches to hit.
There's Placido Polanco waiting on deck. The 3-1 pitch to Victorino. Outside ball 4. It's a really good at bat by Shane. And he's the leadoff base runner here in the 6th inning. Second time today the Phillies have the leadoff base runner aboard. And it's time now for a Home Depot defensive play of the game.
Cubs have not hit that many balls hard tonight, but that one was hit hard by Alfonso Soriano. Great play by Placido Polanco to his right. Home Depot defensive play of the game.
Home Depot doing more on defense. So here's Polanco. All right, the Phillies have not had a lot of opportunities today to manufacture an inning. Let's see if Victorino tries to take off at all. Gorzelani has a decent move over to first, and the fact that he's a left-hander makes it a little tougher.
Yeah, and they have a shot at Polanco hitting a ball to right field where there's an infielder playing right field in Jeff Baker, and you would think he wouldn't throw all that well. Never seen him in the outfield. I don't know.
He has played in the outfield this year, but he has not started in the outfield till tonight. Polanco pops it up.
He tried. He took a shot at right field there. You can see that inside-out swing, but you know, this hits a pop foul.
We mentioned last night that the Phillies scoring just 1 run is kind of an oddity. It doesn't happen that often this year where the Phillies have managed just 1 run. Now, the Cubs, on the other hand, they've played a lot of close games this year. So this is not an anomaly. In fact, of their 40 games this season, 22 have been decided by 2 runs or less.
A lot of those were in April, too. They had a weird start to the season. See, base stealers have been successful 6 out of 8 times. That's a tough pitch to hit to right field, and especially with 2 strikes, a slider down and in like that.
Charlie changed the spot in the dugout. He's trying to get a luckier spot there. He's on the stairs.
I think there's some superstition in this game.
Maybe a little bit.
Slightly. Just a slight little bit.
Toward right center field, not deep, and Baker takes a few steps in to make the catch, and Victorino goes back to first.
He kept trying to do it.
So Polanco's 0 for 3. Case is grounded out twice to Terrio. Terrio made a nice play on the last ground out. The line drive 1 hopper. So his average is dipped down under 300. Chase came into the ball game 3rd in the league in runs scored, 3rd in on base percentage, and tied for 5th in home runs. I know we talk about, nice play by Soto, we talk about that hole being open on the right side. If there's any chance that Victorino will try to swipe to second base?
You know, he just hasn't been running this year. And I don't know that they don't put a hold on him in these situations.
It's true.
You know, they'd rather, you know, stolen base would be nice and all that, but you know, with that hole open, you can talk about it so much. You can just hit a dribbler and get it through and get him over to third. Then you have first and third, one out. The reason for that, you know, Lee holding them on, but the middle infielders are cheating for a double play, so they're closer to the bag than they would be, normally would be, if there were, say, 2 outs.
Ball, no strikes the count. Quick toss over, and Shane just got his hand back.
Boy, he did the step-off move that time.
Will Hahn. He's taken away the mustache this year, but he's put on some shades.
See that step-off? That was perfected by Terry Mulholland. Nobody could do that like Mulholland, and they almost got Victorino with it. That is really close. Good job getting back.
He goes. Pitch is taken low. The throw by Soto's high, and Victorino goes right under the tag for his 7th stolen base.
Yeah, and he was still on his own, and I guess they'd seen enough over there to feel confident to go. Good job by Chase Utley, too. You see him just drop the bat down in the eyes of Soto. Watch what Utley does. He knows he's going to. Watch what he does with the bat. Yeah, that's just to distract the catcher. Whether it did or not, who knows. But he had gotten a good jump, and that's a good job by the hitter to do that in the catcher's eyes.
So Lou Piniella watches the Phillies get their second base runner into scoring position, or I should say their third base runner into scoring position. First one since the second inning. And the count is 3-0 now to Chase Utley.
There's been a lot of green lights out here lately. I don't know. He was 0 for 14 with runners in scoring position. Now he's 2 for his last 2.
And Howard on deck. He does have a little wiggle room with first base open, but he's still got to deal with Ryan Howard as the on-deck batter. 3-0 pitch. Inside, ball 4, 2 aboard with 1 away. 2 walks in the inning by Gorzolani. Talked about it before that in his last few outings, he has been a little wild. And Larry Rothschild, the longtime pitching coach for the Cubs, will head out to the mound to join the conversation between Giovanni Soto and Tom Gorzolani.
Rothschild was a pitching coach for the Marlins, for the Reds. He was a manager of the Rays. Larry Rothschild has been around for a while.
Well, for the last 4 years, he has had the ear of Lou Piniella in that dugout. Speaking of the Marlins, who Larry Rothschild was a pitching coach for, they'll be in town Tuesday, June 8th at 7:05. The start of a 3-game series. You get your tickets now by logging on to Phillies.com. Marlins took 2 of 3 for the Phillies earlier this year. How about Hanley Ramirez has finally come to his senses, and he has finally said that he is going to apologize to his teammates after a meeting with Freddie Gonzalez, who said, "Boys, this will be resolved today one way or another."
Yeah, he went on the plane with him last night, going to St. Louis. How about that?
Marlins have won 5 of 6. Here's Howard with 2 aboard. And Ryan lays off a curve, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Now, very different defense for Ryan Howard without runners on base and on base. Look where Castro is now. Remember last time, of course, he was out here, but now with a runner at second base, they have to keep him closer to the bag to keep Victorino close. He's seen the slider out of this guy's hand better than maybe overall in the last few games. We'll see. But he is not just swinging wildly at breaking balls away like he had been for a while.
Well, it's a good sign, too, that he and Chase have started to drive in runs. They're combined 5 for 5 in their last 5 opportunities with a runner in scoring position. Runners lead off. And he fouled that one off his foot. He tied him up just a little bit, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, he had that pitch in, though, that he wanted. See, even from that angle, of course you see it go off his foot, but the pitch was middle in. That sets up that breaking ball away if they want to go out there now.
Runners not being held on, at least the traditional way. Castro is creeping in behind Victorino.
Big gap in right center field to Marlon Byrd, really shallow in center towards left center. Boy, is he shallow.
And a swing and a miss at that breaking ball. And Howard is a strikeout victim for the second out.
And he threw him a hittable slider there, too. That looked like a strike. Not the one that you change. Let's see if it's a strike. Yeah, I think it was. I think that crossed home plate as a strike, and Ryan Howard had a good swing at it. He just missed it.
Good seats for the Cubs fan there, taking this one in. Jason Worth 0 for 2. He has struck out twice tonight. Yeah, good pitch to hit there, and he just fouled it off. It's 0-1. Only run of the game scored in the third.
Normally you get a swing like that at a first ball fastball, you're not going to get another one on this pitch. And that was straight back.
That one's in the air to right field, not that deep. Jeff Baker went back, now he comes in. Phillies had 2 runners aboard here in the 6th inning, but cannot score. They strand 2. We go to the 7th. Cubs lead it 1-0. Citizens Bank Park, Jamie Moyer's retired 10 straight as we go to the 7th inning.
He has to, the way things are going right now. There's no margin for error.
Yeah, Phillies trail at 1-0. Marlon Byrd leads it off. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded into a fielder's choice, popped out to Jason Worth, and the first pitch of the 7th. Swung on and missed, and it's 0-1.
Here's our Verizon Wireless game summary. Great pitching here again. Only 4 hits in the game, and the only run on the deflected single by Starlin Castro. And Moyer and Gorzolani have both been terrific. The Phillies with 1 run here in this ballpark in the last 15 innings.
And this from a team that not only leads the National League in many offensive categories overall, but is blowing them away here in the month of May. 1-1 pitch to Byrd. Slow chopper towards second base. Utley to his left. And Marlin hustling all the way is retired. Well, these lucky fans are tonight's Citizens 7. They will each receive a prize pack courtesy of Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank with the most 7-day branches in the Philadelphia area. To find a branch near you, visit citizensbank.com. Chad Durbin is loosening in the pen for the Phillies. There's Aramis Ramirez, who's 0 for 2, and the first pitch is at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Moyer's on the doorstep of 100 pitches, but this is usually the time in the game where Charlie Manuel just has somebody loosening up just in case. And although that ball was one of the harder hit balls tonight, Chase Utley takes care of Ramirez for the second out.
Yeah, and he does have bullpen activity right now with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. And there's the breakdown for Jamie. He's just done a great job here again tonight. Charlie says all the time that Moyer tells him, if I hit my spots, I can get people out. He's hitting his spots again tonight. Make my pitches, hit my spots, I'll get people out. Charlie said, feel free.
Well, how about consistency this year? And this is a turnaround, too, from last season for Jamie. He has gone at least 6 innings in every one of his starts this season. Alfonso Soriano, the batter. And Soriano starts ahead, 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, he started Bird with a changeup. He swung at it. He just started Soriano with a changeup. Missed with it.
In the air to left field. It's a wicked moving liner, and Ibanez can't grab it. Takes it on 1 hop. Here's his throw into second base, and Soriano is in sliding. Well, he doesn't run anywhere near as well as he used to run.
Now, we mentioned earlier, Tom, that he's had a lot of leg problems. Philly's very fortunate there that baby had topspin and not backspin, because he crushed it. Here it is, and that thing's coming down as soon as he hit it. And Soriano just, well, he's going to get a double out of it, but he does not run the way he used to, that's for sure.
Jeff Baker has struck out twice so far. And he's out in front of that pitch, and it's 0-1, 75 miles an hour. One and one the count to Baker. Well, he got him to swing and miss at the first changeup. He went back with one in the same spot.
Now, sometimes Jamie will. There you see his last 2 starts at home. Of course, he had the complete game shutout tonight with the 1 run, so 6 2/3. Sometimes he'll come in with a cutter or something on the inside corner if he's going to go back away. Other times he'll just stay with a changeup. He's got him waving at it.
Another changeup hit hard off the glove of Polanco into left field, and a run for the Cubs. Both runs that the Cubs have scored tonight grazed off the tip of Placido Polanco's glove at third. That one hit a little harder, and it's 2-0 Chicago. Well, they say the old cliche that this game is a game of inches, and it truly has been tonight.
Yeah, and both these runs with 2 outs and nobody on base. Here's the first run of the game, as this one was deflected off his glove past Jimmy Rollins, and as Tom said, the ball that was just hit now by Baker was hit a lot harder. And here it is with 2 strikes. Little humpback liner right off the end of the glove. And Soriano scores easily with 2 outs.
Giovanni Soto, the batter, he's 0 for 2 tonight. And he's again out in front, 74 miles an hour from Jamie, and it's 0-1.
You know, you scored 2 out runs. The Phillies have done a lot of that this year. Have been successful with it tonight. It's happening against them. Those 2 out runs are demoralizing. He doesn't want to lose Soto here, but he doesn't have to give in either, because there's nobody up in their bullpen and the pitcher's on deck. And the last thing you want to do is let Soto hurt you.
Baker's back without a tag. Now the Toyota Major League Scoreboard. Mets and the Nationals are tied at 2. The Mets have turned a triple play in that ball game. The 10th triple play in New York history came in the 5th inning.
Got some details.
Well, Christian Guzman was the batter. Angel Pagan, it's kind of an odd triple play. Looked like he caught the ball in center field and threw to the plate for the second out. And then they somehow got somebody in a rundown for the final out.
Ooh.
Slow roller towards shortstop. Jimmy Rollins has got it, and the inning is over. But the Cubs do add one more. An RBI single by Jeff Baker. It's time to stretch here at Citizens Bank Park with the Phillies. Who was the first member of a team with a losing record to win the Most Valuable Player award? Wheels, what do you got?
Well, since the Cubs are here.
That's right, the Cubbies are in town.
They lost a lot of games over the years.
They have.
And they had a great player win the Most Valuable Player, and his name was Mr. Cub. I'm going to go with Ernie Banks.
I was hoping you would go Andre Dawson.
Well, I was thinking that, but then I said the first one.
Yeah.
And, you know, Ernie. There's Ernie Banks right there in 58. What a great career that man had.
He sure did.
Played in the postseason.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. And thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans. Phillies trail at 2-0 as we start the bottom of the 7th inning. Marlon Byrd comes sliding in to retire Jimmy Rollins. One pitch, one set aside here in the 7th.
Marlon Byrd plays shallow in center field. We've been talking about him all night. And he really enjoyed this because Jimmy Rollins is his guy. Those guys are great friends, and he really enjoyed coming in here taking a hit away. Now, he really didn't even have to slide for that. He had that all the way.
So one away here in the 7th inning. Raul Ibanez winds one to center field, and no way that Byrd can dive and get this one. So a base hit. Wills, we mentioned that triple play that took place down in Washington, 10th in Mets history. Do you know that in that game, Angel Pagan hit an inside the park home run? Wow. Do you recall last year at Citi Field?
Stuck in the padding.
Yeah.
Off Cliff Lee.
Do you remember what happened later on in that game?
game?
Yes, there was. Eric Brutlet turned the unassisted triple play.
Right.
Carl Graber earning his cash tonight as our statistician here in the booth. And our research analyst.
Well, that was a weird inside the park home run because it's stuck in the padding out there under the wall. And who was it? Victorino put his hands up in the air, but Pagan circled and they gave him an inside the park home run.
Carlos Ruiz, the batter. The count, no balls and one strike to him.
And that was leading off the game off Cliff Lee.
By the way, that inside the park home run by Pagan, the first at Nationals Park, such a big ballpark, you would expect that there will be more than that one before it's all said and done. 2-1.
Nobody up in their bullpen.
100 pitches now for Gorzolani.
Somebody just took a jacket off. Is that Marshall?
Nope, it's Graybo.
Oh, that's Graybo, yeah. They have
One of their
3
lefties.
lefties out there.
Jamie Moyer tonight, 7 innings for the Phillies. He's allowed 2 runs on just 4 hits. Walked only 1.
He did a tremendous job again here tonight.
Ben Francisco's out on deck to pinch hit for Jamie. Back toward the middle, off the glove of Gorzolani, and he rolls it over to first in time to get Carlos.
Talking about game of inches. How about this thing tonight? If he's hurt, that
ball was smoked.
Oh, smoked right back through the middle.
I don't know if it hit his hand or if he fell on his hand when he rolled that ball over to first.
You better hope that hit his glove and not his body, because that was a bullet that was going to go right into center field.
Lou Piniella heading out. I don't know, Wheels, if that ball hit him on a line drive or he fell on it. He's going to leave the ball game, though.
It's his left hand. It's his pitching hand. Here's a look. Bad break for the Phillies. Right back at. Oh, yeah, it hit his hand. He put it up. Just all he's trying to do. That's self-defense, but what a tremendous play he makes here. And Lee comes off, does a nice job of cheating off the bag. Here it is from the other end. And how about him going after this thing?
Yeah.
And getting it in the direction of the first baseman. Then he takes a look at his hand like, do I even want to look and see what happened? There it is again. He's still going to be out. Oh. What presence of mind to do that?
Well, you remember earlier this year, another Chicago pitcher, another Chicago left-hander, Mark Burley of the White Sox, made an unbelievable play on a flip to first base. That one was in foul territory, and I think between his legs. And it was no doubt the play of the year, at least up to this point. Well, another Chicago left-hander has made a similar impressive play for out number 2 here in the 7th. AT&T call to the bullpen. John Graybo will be the new pitcher for the Cubs when we return. Hill comes in here as part of a double switch for Lou Piniella, as John Graybo will take over for Tom Gorzolani. 19th game for Graybo, 0-2, an 8.16 earned run average. Now the Cubs bullpen the last 4 games has an earned run average of 1.59, so they've pitched very well. So both teams will be dipping into their bullpen. The Cubs, because of this, a liner by Carlos Ruiz right back to the box.
You see Gorzolani, when that ball hit his hand, he kind of started to look at his hand right away, and then somehow had the presence of mind to go shovel that over, and then he looks at the hand again. Right there, it goes off that pitching hand. See how he looked at it real quickly, and then he scrambled. He found the ball somehow. What a play.
Well, Ben Francisco pinch hits for Jamie Moyer, so Jamie's done after 7 innings. 7 really strong innings for Moyer. Francisco hitting 174. Did start last night's ball game for the Phillies. Got some ABs. The 0-1 pitch to him. Change up. Misses inside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Here's John Graybo, another guy that pitched for the Pirates for quite a few years.
He was part of that deal when Gorzolani came over from Pittsburgh. Ibanez leads off second. And Francisco fouled it off, and it's 1-2. Chad Durbin will be the next pitcher for the Phillies. And the Phillies trailing at 2-0. And a swing and a miss. And Francisco goes down on strike. So Graybo comes on, strands a runner in scoring position. Phillies no runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We go to the 8th. It's a 2-0 Cubs lead. Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. And by W.B. Mason. Who but W.B. Mason for amazingly low office product prices. Top of the 8th inning. Phillies trail at 2-0. They've managed just 3 hits so far tonight against Pirates pitching. And the sold-out crowd, the 61st consecutive sellout for the Phillies. I wonder where all the offense has gone. They've seen some really good starting pitching the last 2 nights with Roy Halladay and Jamie Moyer.
Well, Ryan Howard hit that grand slam home run late in the first game of the Pirates series, and then 12 runs, and then all of a sudden you see Chad Durbin's numbers there. All of a sudden they've just gotten shut down by a couple of left-handers the last couple games.
Well, Durbin takes over for Jamie Moyer. Jamie, 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. See Durbin's numbers, a 2.00 earned run average. 16 strikeouts so far for Chad. Here's Coy Hill batting for the first time, and he takes a breaking ball for a strike. Phillies bullpen has been very good during this month of May. Even with the injuries to Ryan Matson, And to Brad Lidge.
Well, they just need to hold the fort here again, because even though it seems a lot worse, it's only 2-0 here, and you still have 2 more at bats in your home park where they've been very successful.
Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And they want to keep Graybo in the game, obviously, because they double switched here in the 8 and 9 hole, so that Graybo can pitch at least the 8th inning.
Swing and a miss. And Durbin's got another strikeout. Phillies bullpen during this month of May, a 1.69 earned run average.
Chad Durbin throwing a breaking ball there. You see a little backdoor breaking ball there, and got Coy Hill to chase it.
One away for Ryan Theriot. Terriot's 1 for 3. He's popped out. He's grounded out. He's singled and scored. And he's ahead 1 ball and no strikes. Speaking of Brad Lidge, Brad, I was talking to him the other day, and he feels as if when his time is up on the disabled list, which is next week, that he should be okay to come back, which is good news. He was very optimistic after getting that cortisone shot earlier this week. 2nd one this year. As Durbin gets the first 2 batters, there's Brad. And Dr. Michael Cicotti, the Phillies team physician, conferring with Dr. James Andrews about the injury to Brad. That's what resulted in the cortisone shot. Brad said that part of his regimen to come back may have been the reason why he had inflammation in his elbow. He may have done some things that he's never done before, and his muscles just couldn't take it that quickly, and he feels pretty good that when his time on the DL is up next week, that he'll be able to get back out there pretty quickly.
I wonder if they're going to have to send him out on any rehab.
He said he'd be good to go, but I don't know if that meant that he'd be good to throw, or if it meant that he wouldn't have to have a rehab assignment or 2. 0-1 the count to Castro. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Back toward the middle, off of Durbin, and it shoots over toward Utley. Then Castro will be safe with an infield single. It's all about the deflections tonight, Wheels.
A few caroms here tonight. The goalies are making some plays and others are not making.
Castro's 2 for 4.
Yeah, here comes another comeback, but that was a little slider cutter right back at him. And deflected where Chase Utley cannot throw out Castro.
That had to hit his leg. I don't think that hit his glove at all.
I couldn't tell on that replay. It certainly hit something.
Not a whole lot of protection on that leg. Now the throw over, they got him. Castro is leaning a little bit too far, and he didn't get back to the back end of the bag, and Ryan Howard swept the tag through. So Durbin faces the minimum as he picks off Castro at first. Boy, he has quick feet, and there it is right there. A great shot, and the inning comes to a close. turned out to be a very clear night here in South Philadelphia. As Shane Victorino leads it off, and he takes a pitch low, 1-0. Well, Wheels, you remember what I said before, that the Cubs said that Carlos Zambrano will not be available for tonight's ball game, that they're going to try to stretch him out. I don't think they're stretching him out. I think he might be available.
I read the same thing you did. Can't trust those managers when they say anything.
So Zambrano's loosening up in the pen. 1-1 the count to Victorino. And a cue shot right to Derek Lee. And Shane is retired.
2 change-ups to get 2 hitters out. He struck out Francisco, and he just got Shane way out in front of that change-up where he hit it off the end of the bat.
Well, Lou is not making a change here. Lou Piniella, 66 years old, 14th all-time in wins in Major League Baseball history as a manager.
No, he's where he wants to be because he has a 2-run lead. He has a right-handed hitter up, but then 2 left-handed hitters. So he wants his left-handed pitcher in the game. That's why he double switched.
Piniella has won the National League Central with the Cubs twice in his 3 years. He's won it in Division 6 different times. He won a World Championship with the Reds in 1990.
He could hit too. He was a heck of a hitter. Oof.
Opposite way by Polanco, and it's 1-2. Polanco's 0 for 3, 0 for his last 7. Just trying to get on base here. Barry Rothschild on the horn to the bullpen.
Might be getting somebody up for real. And then again, maybe they are thinking about Zambrano if they get to Worth.
I can't imagine they're thinking about him for the 9th inning.
No, Marmol's a closer unless he's unavailable. We'll see how it plays out.
In the air to left center field. Soriano on the run. So is Marlon Byrd into the alleyway. It's over their head. Hits off the base of the wall. And Polanco has a 1-out double. Ninth double of the year for Polanco. And the Phillies have another chance. They haven't had many tonight, but they've had 4 base runners now in the last 3 innings.
Polanco really drove that thing. That was another changeup. See, he got out front. I thought he did. You know, then you see the replay how he's out front a little bit, but the changeup stayed up in the zone, and he still was able to really drive it deep into the alley. Left center. That was a nice backup there by Soriano on that play.
So lefty against lefty. Phillies are 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Chase tonight is 0 for 2. You see his numbers against Graybo. He's got Polanco in scoring position with 1 gone here in the bottom of the 8th inning. On the hands, a looper over the head of Lee and into right field. Polanco's going to have to hold up at third as Colvin gets on it. Polanco didn't read that all that well. He thought maybe Lee had a chance to catch it.
Tough ball to read from where he was, down by 2 runs in the 8th inning. You know, that is safety first. You know, you like to get the run, but still it's only 2-1, and then the worst possible scenario is you get doubled. So that's good base running. Chase breaks his bat. This is just a little humpback liner, and I'm sure it's very tough. Oh, yeah. From where, as tall as Derek Lee is from where Polanco was, that's a tough ball to read. See, he's looking. I'm going to get the third no matter what, and let my big guy come up and maybe put us ahead.
Well, the big guy is Ryan Howard. Ryan has a hit tonight in 3 official at-bats. Phillies trail at 2-0 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. A semi-shift on for Howard. They play him the pull. And a little number up the third base line. Polanco's coming home. The throw goes to first in time to get Howard. The Phillies are on the board here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ryan thought he beat it.
What a great play by Great. That was going to come out, and Zambrano is going to pitch to Worth. But what a play the pitcher makes here. That looked like a hit when it left the bat. Because Howard will surprise you the way he can run. And Grable had a barehanded and fired a first. Almost handcuffed Derek Lee. Close play. Ryan Howard thought he was safe. Looks like he's out.
Got him by a step.
Good call.
Davey Lopes and Ryan Howard both signaled safe. So here comes Carlos Zambrano. He is available tonight, and he will pitch in the bottom of the 8th inning with the Phillies down 1 and 2 away. We'll be back. Fourteenth game, 1-3 with a 6.83 earned run average. Lou Piniella has said that they're going to stretch Zambrano out and get him back in the rotation. Well, he needs him for at least an out here before he starts to stretch him out. Zambrano, a longtime starting pitcher and a good one too for the Cubs. The last couple of years, well, the zip has gone out of his fastball, and they thought that by putting him in the bullpen that maybe they'd get the zip back to his fastball.
Well, he's had arm problems. Certainly is setting back a little bit.
Won just 9 games last year in 28 starts, facing Jason Worth, who's 2 for 6 against him lifetime. And Jason works ahead, 1 ball and no strikes. The Cubs do have another left-hander loosening up in the bullpen. Roughly on second.
That's Russell.
James Russell, one of 3 lefties out of the pen. Toward the hole at shortstop. Backhanded by Castro. Long throw in time to get Jason Worth. The kid has a very good arm, and he finishes off this 8th inning. The Phils do get a run on 2 hits. They strand one in scoring position. We have played 8 here in Philadelphia. The 20-year-old has played a factor in this ballgame. One-run game as we go to the top of the 9th inning here at Citizens Bank Park. Phils scored their run in the 8th inning. Cubs have scored a run in the 3rd, one in the 7th. Derek Lee will start it off here in the top of the 9th inning against Chad Durbin. So the heart of the order against Durbin. Jose Contreras had been loosening up, but that was only if the Phillies had scored another run to tie it or even take the lead.
And they have Marmol up now in the bullpen, their closer, who can be an adventure. So it's very important to keep this game to 1.
Lee tonight 0 for 2. And he's ahead 2 balls and no strikes. Chad Durbin pitched a scoreless 8th. There's Marmol.
Crazy game tonight. Deflections, bang bang plays at first. Been a fun game to watch. A little frustrating though for Phillies fans.
Great pitcher's duel. Jamie Moyer went 7, allowed 4 hits and 2 runs. J.C. Romero's loosening now for the Phillies. Tommy Gorzolani 6 2/3, 3 hits, no runs. And there's ball 4. And Derek Lee is aboard for the 2nd time tonight with a walk.
Here's our W.B. Mason deliveries of the game. We talk about these deflections, both when Jamie was pitching. This one right here off the glove of Polanco, and it allows the runner Terrio to score with the first run of the game. And now Baker hits this ball with a runner at second base, Soriano, just off the glove of Polanco. Soriano scores. That made it 2-0 at the time. And those are W.B. Mason deliveries of the game.
Well, now Marlon Byrd is the batter. Byrd hitless in 3 at bats tonight. 0 for 3 with a ground out, a pop out, and another ground out. Batting here with a runner at first. And that ball hit him. 2 runners aboard. The last pitch to Lee was close. And Chad Durbin has lost his control in this inning.
He had a really, really bad time, and nobody knows that more than Chad, of course, his skipper, as he nails Marlon Byrd with a fastball right on the thigh. That's not going to hurt Marlon there.
So a meeting at the mound just in case Aramis Ramirez is asked to sacrifice in this spot to get a couple in scoring position for Alfonso Soriano.
Yeah, you kind of doubt it, but you have to look for it.
Mike Quaddy, the third base coach for the Cubs, threw down some signs with runners on first and second, and Ramirez standing in the box. There's Mike Quaddy, who managed the Phillies organization for 2 years.
And Placido Polanco just came in to Durbin to make sure he's aware of what bunt play they have on. They do it with signs, but sometimes the third baseman will come in and talk to the pitcher.
Now the corners aren't in, thinking that there is a bunt opportunity for Ramirez. He's not squaring, and he takes a pitch low.
They didn't even come in at all. You know, they just figured there's no way Aramis Ramirez is going to bunt here.
Now he wasn't swinging for his, he wasn't sacrificing there.
No, he wasn't trying to hit a ball the right side to get him over.
Nope.
And I don't mean a ground ball. I mean a fly ball to right or right center. That was a back leg, hit a 3-run home run swing.
There's a strike by Durbin. It's 1-2. And a swing and a miss, and Durbin comes back to get the strikeout of Ramirez. It's his second strikeout.
I think he threw him a changeup. I was watching on the monitor when he threw that pitch, and it didn't look like a breaking ball. He set up away. That's a changeup.
That's a good pitch.
Yeah, you know, it was supposed to be away. It went down and in, and he swung over it.
Now he's got to get through Soriano with 2 aboard. Colvin is in the on-deck circle. Remember, he came on to play right field for Jeff Baker a couple innings ago. Soriano tonight has scored a run, and he cues one toward first, and Ryan Howard had to play it because that ball was spinning right back toward the line. It was foul, but it was moving every which way.
This could be Durbin's last hitter, too. As Tom mentioned, Romero's in the bullpen. Colvin is a left-handed hitter on deck. And the odds are they would not. Well, they do have Xavier Nady, who could hit and play the outfield. So it's not a given that they wouldn't hit for Colvin.
There's Tyler Colvin. And it's no balls and 2 strikes now to Soriano. So Durbin's worked ahead.
This man does hack, doesn't he?
Always has.
Wow.
There was a time where he was considered one of the premier leadoff hitters in baseball because of his power and speed.
Yeah.
There were some people who thought that he would be able to pass Ricky Henderson as the all-time leader in home runs to lead off a game.
That's when he was a second baseman. Then he went over to Washington, and
Frank Robinson made him a left fielder.
And he led the league in assists. And then he got that huge free agent contract when the Cubs outbid the Phillies by several years to sign him.
Oh, time was called, and Durbin just followed right on through.
Yeah. They just had a little conversation, Durbin and Ruiz, before that pitch, and then looked like Soriano stepped out.
And the home plate umpire, Paul Emmel, decided to give him time.
Big pitch.
The 0-2. Same arm slot as the last one that went back to the backstop. Good play by Carlos to reach up and pull that down. Another conversation between Chad and Carlos Ruiz.
Well, Durbin's thinking the same thing out there, that this could be his last hitter. So he wants to make sure he gets the job done on Soriano here.
Well, the bullpen has gotten their job done lately in this month of May. I mean, they have been outstanding. And that one just missed, down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Brewers led that one 4-3 going to the bottom of the 7th inning. They trail it 5-4 as the Brewers bullpen didn't hurt them tonight. It's Randy Wolf who had the lead, and he just gave it right back to Pittsburgh.
Probably won't run here, you wouldn't think, because he swings and misses a lot.
Runners lead off, not being held on. They don't go. And a pop-up foul into the Hall of Fame club on the right side. Marlon Byrd was signaling to Derek Lee at second base, almost as if he was signaling, "You gonna go?" And a liner foul. Look out down the left field line.
Well, all teams have a hold sign for that. This situation when it's 3-2 and 1 out. You know, and you look over the third base coach and he gives a halt.
He has peppered the stands all around the ballpark. They've been trying to put him away.
Well, the best pitch to get this guy out is a hard breaking ball away and get him to chase. But he's giving him a good at bat here.
Here comes the 9th pitch of this at bat. Soriano's trying to catch some gnats. Here it comes. Up high, ball 4. The bases are loaded.
Without a hit.
And that will be the final batter for Chad Durbin. Charlie Manuel headed up the stairs. He's going to go get him. J.C. Romero has been loosening up in the bullpen for the Phillies, so they'll bring him on to face the left-hander Colvin or the right-handed hitting Xavier Nady. Nady's trying to find a helmet that fits that head. We'll be back with the bases loaded after this. struck out one batter. It was his 5th career save and just his 2nd in a Phillies uniform. This is kind of a save here because he's trying to save this inning and give the Phils offense an opportunity in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Yeah, and no wiggle room. You know, managers do not like to bring a guy in this situation. The game plan, of course, was hopefully that Chad Durbin was going to get Soriano out, and then they would have had first and second bring Durbin in. I mean, bring Romero in. But now he comes in, and you got to get the hitter out because a base on balls here gives these guys a huge insurance run.
Well, Tyler Colvin, the rookie, had a good homestand for the Cubs. He was 4 for 9 with 3 runs scored. You see his numbers overall. As a pinch hitter this year, he is 0 for 7. And he's batting here with the bases loaded. And the Phillies play the infield at double play depth. Fastest of the 3 guys is the middle runner, Marlon Byrd. He's on second base. And a swing and a miss, and the count is 0-1. I told you Colvin was 0 for 7 as a pinch hitter. Well, he's been in the game last couple innings in right field.
Right.
18 hits and 60 at-bats. You see he's just 3 for 13 against left-handers. They thought maybe he would play tonight against Jamie Moyer because he had such a good weekend. And he's been swinging the bat well. The 0-1 pitch. Well, it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
And 80, the right-handed batter, will hit for the pitcher. Carlos Ruiz got banged up a little bit on that one. There's an 80. Who will be forever famous in this ballpark for hitting that ball to center field, in which Aaron Rowan turned into the bug on the windshield.
Bases loaded, fly ball to straightaway center.
Here's good job by Carlos Ruiz blocking that with his body.
Well, now Romero is ahead, 1 ball and 2 strikes. They had good movement down on that pitch to Colvin.
It was a fastball, looked like.
22nd time this year Colvin's come on for the Cubs in either a pinch hitting role or as a pinch runner or as a defensive replacement. The 1-2 pitch to Colvin. Swing and a miss. He's down on strikes, 2 away.
He threw him a bunch of fastballs, and that one was way out of the strike zone. He chased it. Big strikeout for JC. And Lou Piniella's telling you there that he still has the lead, and he'd rather have the defensive player in there because he didn't hit for him. There it is, a fastball in the dirt. Nice block by Carlos Ruiz, and he strikes him out. You know, if you want another run there, you're going to use the pinch hitter in that spot off a left-handed pitcher. But Lou Piniella feels with a 1-run lead, he'd rather keep the better defensive player, I guess.
Well, that play we're talking about, Wheels. Nady is a member of the Mets against Gavin Floyd.
Oh, still hurts every time you see that.
That area is now padded out in center field in front of the bullpens.
Gavin Floyd.
So the base is loaded here with 2 outs. Nady stands in. And something soft, and he swings right over top of it. Nady's hitting just $196, a home run and 8 RBIs. See his numbers against the Phillies for his career. Played last year for the Yankees before getting injured. And because of that injury, Nick Swisher got a chance to play much more for the Yankees. And it turned out to be a good year for him. Way outside with that one. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. One of those at-bats for Nady, which did not result in a hit, was that ball that Rowan caught with the bases loaded. 1-1 the count to him. Well, Tom Gorzolani had x-rays on his ring finger on his throwing hand, and those x-rays were negative, so he's probably breathing a sigh of relief after taking that ball off the bat of Carlos Ruiz earlier in the ball game. with 2 outs in the 6th inning. Two and 1 the count. Back toward the middle. Utley over. Can't get it. Into center field. Lee's going to score. Here comes Marlon Byrd. He's going to score. Just the second pinch hit of the season for Xavier Nady. And the Cubs have a 4-1 lead.
4 runs with 2 outs tonight. That's your ball game. Good job by Nady. This pitch is out over the plate a little bit, and he just tries to use the middle of the field, hit it right back through the middle, and there's Marlon Byrd scoring the 4th run. 2 outs.
So the Cubs lead it by 3 here at the top of the 9th with runners on first and second. Coy Hill, the hitter, and Hill swings over that pitch. He struck out his only time up. He came on as part of a double switch earlier in the game. Now JC really needs to limit the damage with 2 away.
That's the first hit in the inning.
Chad had walked 2, hit 1 batter. And it's 0-2.
Well, yeah, such a huge hit there that they got out of Xavier Nady, because Marmol, we'll see what he does, but in a 1-run game, he is truly an adventure. He walks or strikes out everybody.
They got Sean Marshall up loosening too. Or is that Russell? Nope, it's still Russell. Phillies have managed just a couple of runs the last 2 nights. Good off-speed pitch from Romero. Hill is down swinging for the 2nd time tonight, but the Cubs do add 2 more, and a 2-run single by Xavier Nady. Last chance with Jimmy Rollins, Raul Ibanez, and Carlos Ruiz due up at the bottom of the 9th. Carlos Marmol, who is making his 19th appearance of the season, 1-0, 6 saves, a 1.37 earned run average. Look at all those strikeouts in 19 2/3 innings.
And look at the walks.
11 walks, yeah.
11 walks and 12 hits. So that's what I mean. A 1-run game with this guy. I've seen enough of their games on TV. They really get into it. He throws almost all sliders, too.
Marmol has the 6th lowest earned run average among National League relief pitchers at 1.37. His 38 strikeouts are the most among relief pitchers in the National League.
23 base runners. And so that's what I mean about it, about how this guy can be. Well, he can give you agita if you're a Cubs fan.
It'll be Jimmy Rollins, Raul Ibanez, Carlos Ruiz for the Phillies, who trail it 4-1 Phillies scored 1 run last night in a 2-1 loss to the Pirates. They've scored 1 run here tonight. And Marmol fires a fastball a little outside. It's 1-0. 96 on the gun.
That's what Jimmy Rollins has to be thinking right now. Take until you get a strike.
Marmol last year pitched in 79 games for the Cubs, saved 15. Somehow Jimmy checked his body on that one because the bat was starting to flow through the strike zone. It's 2-0. Outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Strikeouts per 9 innings. Marmol, the active leader, just ahead of Brad Lidge. Octavio Dotel, we saw him last night. And that's in for strike 1. 3-1 to Jimmy. Jimmy tonight is 1 for 3. He has singled, he has struck out, and he's lined to center.
Wow. It's a 3-1 slider over. Good pitch.
Off the hands, a looper towards second. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. So Marmol was down 3-0 and decided to shun the fastball after getting the count to 3-1. Back-to-back sliders, and it results in the first out. Vanya's 1 for 3. He's flied to center. He's popped out to second, and he is singled to center field. This was a very good pitcher's duel tonight between Jamie Moyer, who went 7 innings, allowed 2 runs on 4 hits, and Tom Gorzolani, who went 6 2/3 and was not charged with a run. Cubs bullpen has allowed a run. Phillies bullpen has allowed 2 runs. So for the second straight batter, he's fallen behind 3-0.
That's what happens with this guy. You know, and if it's a 1-run game and he falls behind 3-0 to Rollins, a better chance he'll walk him. But it's not. That's the way it goes.
Outside, ball 4. Phillies get a base runner with 1 out. So Raul's aboard for the second time. Phillies need 1 more base runner to bring the tying run to the plate. Ross Glode is out in the on-deck circle to pinch hit for J.C. Romero. Carlos has grounded out twice, was hit by a pitch his first time up. Nearly hit again. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, as Larry Rothschild is told to go out and talk to him.
Sure
the
was.
Nationals defeated the Mets 5-3. Christian Guzman, 2 hits, a triple, an RBI. By the way, Steven Strasburg tonight pitched for the Nationals AAA affiliate in Syracuse. They were in Rochester. Well, he allowed a hit tonight. In fact, he allowed 3 singles.
Wow.
9 strikeouts and 6 1/3. 18 1/3 scoreless innings now in AAA. Didn't allow a run tonight.
I'd like to be Larry Rothschild working with Pinnell. You know, Lou, you can just tell Lou is not a fan of pitching, except to hit off it.
Never has been.
He just gave him the get out there. You know, what
out there and talk to
What are you going to say to a guy that you're used to just walking the ballpark or striking everybody out? That's what Marmol does.
I think you're throwing great, but Lou doesn't think so.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Padres going out
used to be great with
referring to Jim Fregosi.
I think you're throwing great, but Jimmy's a little upset.
Outside, ball 3. It's 3 and Ruiz. Load on deck.
Marmol's mechanics. You know, you're watching. He's such a max effort guy. He flies open, flies off that mound, but his slider is devastating.
Oh, it hit him.
Yeah.
Second time tonight, Ruiz has been hit by a pitch. And the tying run is coming to the plate. And Larry Rothschild is going to the phone.
Yeah, I mean, they probably get a feel when this guy has a chance to blow sky high. And they're in there thinking, oh, am I happy we have 3.
They're going to get a left-hander up, it looks like, in that bullpen. I think this time it is going to be Sean Marshall, the tall lefty. There's Marshall. Ross Glode is going to get a chance to pinch hit with runners on first and second. The Phillies down 3. Glode hit a home run in Colorado as a pinch hitter. And that ball nearly hit him. It's 1-0. His expressions change more than any other man, more than Bobby Cox.
Oh, well, that's got to be tough to watch. Then he'll do that. Then he'll drop a slider right on you for a strike after he's all over the place.
Fought that one off, but he's behind. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
When Marmol gets in trouble, he goes to his slider.
That's what he did to Jimmy after falling behind 3-0. Ibanez back to second. Ruiz on first. The tying run is at the plate. Way inside, 2-2. Another slider. He just stays alive as he hits it into the Phillies dugout. 20 pitches for Marmol. The splits are the opposite of what you would want them to be if you're the Cubs, but the Phillies will take it. 13 balls, 7 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. A 97-mile-an-hour fastball. 2 away.
The essence of Carlos Marmol, what you're watching right here. And, you know, Lou Piniella, they just decide they go with him as their closer, and he'll do that. Just as you said, Tom, 97 middle inning. That's a good pitch to hit, but he just overpowered it.
Yeah, he hadn't thrown anything at 97 this inning until there. Here's Victorino. And Shane takes a fastball for a strike, so it's 0-1.
They move their outfielders back now, real deep. With 2 outs, they just want to prevent any kind of extra base hit here if possible.
Shane has grounded out 3 times. Once to short, once to third, once to first. And he does a little dancing to get out of the way of that one. It's 1-1. You don't know. He may bunt. That's what he's saying to Robert Rivera.
That's exactly what he's saying with Victorino come up. You never know.
Trying to extend the life of this inning, end this game. The 2-1 pitch. Slider in there for a strike. It's 2-2.
You know, he's so unbelievable to watch. He can be that wild and then drop that kind of a pitch on a hitter behind in the count. That's why they stay with him, I guess.
Turns on that one, hits it foul.
Well, it's hard to keep his slider fair. So when he throws it like that.
Ibanez back to first, Ruiz back to first, Ibanez back to second, Ruiz back to first. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. 26 pitches in the inning. Phillies trying to scratch a few runs to tie this one up. Down low, 3-2. The runners will be off. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning, Polanco waiting for a chance. The crowd of more than 45,000 coming to their feet, looking for a little dramatics. Looking for a little offense. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He went around on the slider. And Carlos Marmol despite the fact that he hit a few speed bumps here in the ninth inning, gets the save, and the Cubs have defeated the Phillies 4-1 in Game 1 of this 2-game series. Starlin Castro is our Chevrolet player of the game. He had 2 hits, an RBI, and played some pretty good defense over at shortstop for the Cubs. The 20-year-old in his first game against the Phillies certainly made his mark in tonight's opener. So the Phils have scored just 2 runs in their last 18 innings here at the ballpark. Here's the final out, a wicked slider for Marmol. He closes the door, and the Cubs win it 4-1.